Good morning, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest, Champagne. Good morning to Rafterman. Good morning to Stimp out there on D Live. I'm multi-streaming using Restream.io. If you're a live streamer, make sure you're pushing the live streams to multiple platforms. You don't want to give all the sauce just to YouTube. So shout out to Stimp over there on D Live. Shout out to Rafterman over here on the tubes and the rest of the boomers tuning in. This is a live broadcast. We are on live right now, 450 and beyond. The crypto oven is preheating. I need you guys to touch the like, the subscribe, the post notification bells, the ding ding. Does that stuff even work nowadays? I'm not sure. But it certainly looks good if you have a lot of likes. Shout out to Trappin' Investor. He says kaboom. Shout out to you as well, sir. Good morning to everyone. The promise of easy money is pumping the markets. The promise of this vaccine by Moderna is pumping the markets. And listen, we had a little pullback yesterday, guys. I don't know how else to put it to you. The trend is up. The promise of easy money is going to continue to pump these markets here for the short term. How sustainable is it? Obviously, the system will crash and burn at some point. Will it be 1 year? Will it be 100 years? I have no idea. But right now, the trend is up, okay? And we're dealing with what we have in front of us. Crazy Ivan's here. Yo, Trapping Investor, Rafterman, and Stimp 1024. Let me go ahead and turn off these coins. You can see the price of Bitcoin there at 92.21. Market's just open now, just a few minutes ago, and the trend is up. Moderna, the pharmaceutical company, is promising some possible positive results with the development of this vax, and the market seems to react on it. So that's what's going on. Guys, do you not see what's going on? They're going to attempt to mandatory vax everybody. Okay, that's what the plan is if you don't see it right before your eyes. So anyhow, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Moderna booming. Let's go ahead and check out let's start off with the cryptos because, that's Champagne Cryptos, what we're out here. Cryptos put us to where we're at. And shout out to BTC, I trust in BTC. It's maybe number 10 or 11 in my trust hierarchy, but I'm trusting it. Shout out to all my BTC bag holders. 92.21 on the Bitcoin. It's been stuck between 9 and 95 while the legacy markets continue on the upward trend. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on this. It's still healthy as far as the price of Bitcoin, a slow and steady gainer. And I'm definitely happy about it, but like I say in every single broadcast, I won't believe that the bull run is really ready to activate until we conquer the $10,000 marker. Don't forget that God made metals, gold and silver. Crypto is great, but still man-made. You're right, Rafterman. Absolutely. And that's why they call it Bitcoin and crypto coin, because it's trying to mimic the precious metals. It's obvious, what it's trying to do, have a limited circulating supply. And that's why Bitcoin is often referred to as digital gold. But you're right. Shout out to the precious metals. And let's be clear here. I don't think that cryptos and precious metals are at odds. I think they're cousins or even brothers. So if you're a crypto maniac, you may want to consider holding some precious metals. I actually ordered some silver coins not too long ago because of Brave browser ads. So, I'm stacking some silver, not as much as gold as I would like, but, it's nice to have gold as well. So, yeah, you're right. Shout out to Rafterman. Shout out to my metalheads. I'm always thumbs up when it comes to having some physical metal in your hands. I've never seen a situation where getting gold or silver is a bad move. I don't see it. Now, don't expect a 10x. It's not like you're going to buy gold at 1,800 and, expect it to go to 18,000 in a month or two. It's, the probability of that is low. Anything's possible, right? But, right. God made metals. That's right. God made metals, indeed. Click on these ads and you can generate some Brave tokens, some BAT tokens, guys. Do it. Get it. 92.17 there on the bits. Let's go ahead and run down the coin market caps and see how healthy the situation's looking today. You got a market. Let me hit refresh. We got a market cap at 273 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 62.3. This dominance hasn't changed. It's the dominance hasn't changed. It seems like new capital hasn't really flowed in. I mean, we're kind of stuck at 273 billion. I mean, I've seen some of the altcoins gain weight and lose weight, but the dominance of the bits seems to stay pretty steady there around 62. For a while there, it was at 66. And then, you had that small DeFi altcoin run, a few weeks ago with Compound and the other likes. And I think that, the dominance decreased then. But since then, it's kind of been holding steady. Let's check out the math over here. Bitcoin at 92.18 as Ether at 239. You know how I feel about the ETH. Ripple there at 19 cents. Bitcoin Cash there at number 5, 228 on Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is one out of the top 10 that I don't actually hold, but I'm not mad at it. Okay, I'm not mad. I think that Bitcoin Cash has that name brand. It stuck around for a while, and people use it. So I wouldn't sleep on the Cash. Okay, it definitely seems like it took over Litecoin. For a while it was Bitcoin Cash versus Litecoin as far as the peer-to-peer, cash. But Bitcoin Cash took over. It appears. Cardano there at 13 cents. Cardano making movements. Let me drop a bomb for my Cardano maniacs. Boom. Cardano there at 13 cents, up 4.64%. This is after they upgraded to the Shelly, and there's a lot of promise there on the Cardano platform. They're not 100% functional yet, but they're making movements and they're progressing. So it's positive, it appears. Satoshi Vision dropping in the rankings, and I don't even think this coin should be in the top 20, in my opinion, but someone obviously does, so I'll skip it. Chainlink there at 863, up 15%. Shout out to my stinky linkers, the Link Marines. And this one, I would say Link has one of the strongest communities in crypto. They're definitely 4chan. It seems like 4chan dominant, but Link is making moves. Remember when we told you about Link at 30 cents, guys? Remember we told you, I was like, guys, this one's really memed out. I don't know how much it's going to go, but it seems like it's booming. And we actually threw it on our portfolio. We rode it to about $3. And this thing keeps going up. Any idea why Chainlink keeps going up? Surely it's due for a pullback. Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought when we went from 30 cents to $3 or like $4, And this thing keeps going up. I mean, we've made gains. We're just not on the Link train. And so far, it keeps going. I mean, they've been saying it's going to 10. It's just hard to see that when you saw it at 30 cents and like it keeps going up. I think the same. It's due for a pullback, but it has had some pullbacks. But the overall trend appears to be bullish. Now, don't forget that Chainlink has some sort of a partnership or an agreement with Google. Okay, so that could be positive. Litecoin, they're slipping on the rankings, $43. Litecoin, I see it going out of the top 10. Okay, Litecoin slowly dying. That's obvious. Binance there at 1780. Crypto.com at 14 cents. Crypto.com is one that I like. These tokens Link, Binance, and Crypto.com, I feel they're going to take over SV and Litecoin and just knock them out the box. EOS also losing ranking. They're at 253. Tezos at 306. Tezos, I feel like, will be a top 10 coin as well, or getting closer to it. Tezos, with its staking, it seems like it's attractive. 572. It's $3.06 for Tezos, and it's up 5.72%. Stellar there at 9 cents, and then Monero at 68. Shout out to Richard. Oh, can you snipe a bunny for me? Shout out to Richard. Shout out to the funny bunnies. Well, that's not a snipe of the funny bunny. There's the bunny. There you go. Boom. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to Lady Plant. She's back swimming. Kaboom. And that's what's going on, guys. Promise of easy money. The Fed talked yesterday. One of the Fed, not the main guy, but one of the other presidents of some other Fed bank said, they're promising more easy money. It's more easy money. That's the trend, guys. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, but then they're going to say, we're going to do whatever we can to pump the markets. And listen, at the end of the day, you have fighting between the left and the right. But one thing that remains pretty consistent, it's whether it's Barry or Donnie, they're giving more power to the Fed. And that's the bottom line, okay? Whether it's the lefties or the righties, it's more power to the Fed. And the Fed has become stronger by issuing more debt. And that's the reality of the situation. Okay. Donnie made the Fed stronger. Barry made the Fed stronger. Georgie made the Fed stronger. Okay. So at the end of the day, The bankers are getting stronger. Okay, and make no mistake, even Biden, if he ends up taking up shop there, he'll make the Fed stronger as well. I'm going to be, that's obvious at the end of the day. It'd probably even be more stimulus and more free money in the short run. Champ and chat, I'm hearing about AMPL. Y'all know anything about it? That's a coin, Lady Plants. I remember seeing the acronym, but I'm not off the top. I don't know what that is. I can check it out real quick. If it's on Coin Market Cap. Let's check it out for Lady Plants. AMPL? AM, okay, not AA. AM. Ample fourth? No, I don't know about this one. Let me click to see what it is. Ranked 83, up 11%. That's $1.71. Looking green. The charts look healthy. Let's see here. Ampleforth describes itself as a smart commodity money. It's chain agnostic and reportedly less correlated to Bitcoin and other digital assets. Okay, let me see. I don't know. That doesn't tell me much. Let's see. I mean, the chart looks healthy. Interesting. Adaptive money. The AMPL is a digital currency that adjusts supply daily based on market conditions. I mean, that's kind of what the Fed does, though. They adjust the rates based on what they appear the market conditions are. So, I mean, the variable supply could be a bad or a good thing, Variable supply could be a bad or a good thing. Built on sound economics. Let me see... where's this thing trading at? You could stake it as well. Okay. This thing is trading. I'll keep an eye on it. This thing is trading on KuCoin. Okay. On Bilaxy. I never heard of that one. And Bitfinex. Also on Kyber. But very small. No, there's almost no liquidity on Kyber. Half of the trading's on KuCoin. Or more than half, 70, almost 80% of all the trades are on KuCoin. So, off the top, when the majority of the supply of a coin is traded on an exchange, if 70% of the exchange, 70% of the volume of all the exchange of the coin is done on one exchange, that means that it's open to manipulation, obviously, but that doesn't mean that it's being manipulated. But yeah, I mean, so far, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it looks funny bunny or anything. I'll keep an eye on it. Remind me about it. I've never heard of this one, Lady Plants. And I normally don't look at coins, but when someone that's been in the box for a while asks me about something like, Champ, how about this one? And I know you're not shilling. Then, I'll check it out. Lady Plants is part of the crew, and it's not like she comes into the box every day asking me about a different coin. This is I think the first time she's ever even asked about a coin. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it and definitely, remind me of it so we can, keep track of it. Off the top, it seems interesting, a little different, with the variable supply. So, yeah, Chainlink is looking good. Yeah, it's been looking good, Rev. It's been looking great. You remember, I was just mentioning, I don't know if you just got into the box, that we were on the Chainlink train when it was 30 cents. And we happened to get off the train around $3. So, I don't know shill. I don't know enough to shill. I know you're not. If you were to get rid of all your Litecoin, what would you replace it with, says Crazy Ivan? Well, I did get rid of the Litecoin. I did get rid of my Litecoin. And I rolled it most into Ethereum, to be honest with you. And, I actually covered that out here. So I'm not holding any Litecoin bags right now. And it's a shame because I liked the Litecoin project. I thought it was a pretty sound project. It didn't seem funny bunny, but it seems like Bitcoin Cash came into the scene and the development on Litecoin slowed down. So, I'm bullish on ETH, guys. I don't think that ETH is going to gain as much weight as other smaller altcoins and some of these other DeFi coins or whatnot, but I think that ETH is going to stick around. I can see ETH's market share increasing. I can see their market share increasing now, so that's kind of what I'm speculating on. Lady Plants does shill for a crypto hubby. That's true. That's absolutely true. You don't shill coins, but you're shilling for a crypto hubby. That's for sure. Yeah, Link looking good, and I think that part of this Link thing is a strong community. I mean, a heck of a strong community. I've been telling you guys about it, and I'm sure you know about the community. It's really based out on 4chan, but it's there's people on Reddit or whatnot, and in these Discord communities or whatnot. But yeah, Link with this Google partnership, it seems promising. Now, as I said before, I said a bunch of good things about it. One critique, and this is me just playing devil's advocate, is that we know what it is, the crypto oracle, and it tracks prices and all whatnot. But have you ever actually seen anybody using Link? Like, actually, does it have a dashboard? Like, how do you actually use the Link? I understand what it's for, but have you actually seen it implemented? And I must say no. I haven't seen anybody using it. Now, that doesn't mean it's not being used, But that's one thing, on the other hand, a coin like BAT, I'm seeing it used all the time. You know what I mean? Crypto Stash says ETH is still the future. Yeah, I think so. That's why I'm speculating on it. And again, let me be clear for all you guys. The champ doesn't. I'm not anybody's advisor, and I'm not telling you guys what to get or what not to get. I'm just having fun out here. This is for entertainment purposes, and it's my opinion, really. But yeah, I think ETH looks good, in my opinion. 92.18 on the bits. Let's check out these legacy markets. Easy money has been promised yesterday by the Fed, and that's what they've been promising, guys. You're gonna. So this is what's the trend. Easy money. The stock market overall trend goes up, and then every few days or weeks there's a scare because of new cases, and then things go down. But overall, the trend is up. Now, should it be up according to the conditions, the real conditions on the ground in the economy? Obviously not. But that is not the case. The stock market is not a direct reflection of the real economy, obviously. So, let's go ahead and run these numbers over here and see how things are going. I got the NVIDIA numbers up because I got a strong play this week on some credit spreads there on NVIDIA. And yesterday I was getting clapped up. Yesterday NVIDIA had a sell-off, dipped under 400. So I was down. I got clapped almost 1,000 yesterday, but now I'm recovering and I'm up. My break even is I think 408 or 409. I needed to hold above that by Friday, and I think I'm going to be in the money. And it'll be a nice play that I did. Put credit spreads is my weekly play. And most of them are on legacy stocks. I'm also selling and calls and selling puts on Bitcoin. I talked a lot about the options yesterday. If you want to run that episodes, but I think that there was some value added yesterday on the video. I'm thinking businesses will need to use Chainlink to switch from an old system to new. Yeah, it makes sense, KC. I like the idea. It makes sense. But the point I'm trying to make, and I'm not hating on Chainlink. I think it's going up. The point I'm trying to make is I hear all these good things. Great idea. I'm thumbs up. I like it. I've been on the train. But have you seen anybody using it? I've never, let's say if I want to start using it, what do I do? I don't know, So is there an easy user interface? How does it work? Mo C said months ago he converted Litecoin to ETH. Yeah, it sounds like what I did. Yeah, I was holding Litecoin for such a long time, guys. I mean, I was holding it since before Charlie Lee dumped the bag at an all-time high, $330 or something like that. And then when he dumped, I was like, well, even though he dumped, he's still going to be around. I believed the hype, and it was ignorant. And, you win some, you lose some, and you learn. That's the bottom line here. That's why one of the main reasons I continue to do these videos, even when there's bear markets, because I learn by doing the videos and also by interacting with the chat. And by holding certain assets like Litecoin, I learned about, just because it looks good technically doesn't mean that it's going to go up. And another thing I learned is if the captain of the ship is abandoning the ship, then you should strongly consider abandoning the ship as well. So yeah, let's go ahead on these market quotes, guys. S&P is up. S&P, listen, I would expect an all-time high for the S&P this year. Okay, post-corona. S&P, they're at 32.21, up 0.76. This is promise of easy money, promise of a possible vaccine by Moderna. Dow 30 is up 0.93 at 26,889. You got crude oil getting bid higher. You got natural gas going higher. And you got money flowing out of the U.S. dollar, which is stock market positive. It's going into the euro. You can see some of it going into the pound, some of it into the Australian dollar. A weaker dollar is bullish for the stock market. A stronger dollar will indicate that people are trying to flee to safety. Bonds are down, actually. This is the only kind of bearish thing that I see on the short term. 10 years down at 0.63, slightly above where it was yesterday, but this thing needs to be closer to 0.7 or 0.8. Gold is slightly in the red at 1807, silver at 19.2. The overall trend for the precious metals is up. You could see here in the short chart here, the small chart, excuse me, that the metals have recovered since the corona, and they are gaining more weight. Now they're look at this. You see right after February the dip, and then it's all the way up. We're all-time highs. So there you go. And then, of course, just talking about Moderna just a second ago, they're up today. They're one of the most actively traded stocks today. It's up 11, almost 12% at $83. Moderna's a vaccine or a pharmaceutical company, excuse me. And then yesterday they announced that they have had some progress towards a vax. And this is positive for the markets. Now, am I crazy about this? No, we could talk about the whole vaccine things on the, that's aside. But for the market is liking this. But this is the crypto space. No one will hold that against you. This is not investment advice after all. Yeah, Crypto Stash, you say that, but you'll be surprised at the cucks on YouTube. There's so many little cucks out here that you got to repeat it to them. I got to repeat it because there's some complainers. There's victims out there. There's so many victims out there. People, it's like it's style to be a victim. It's just, the victim Olympics out here. Who could be the biggest victim? So I don't want any victims around here. Okay, I'm not responsible for anybody. I'm not your crypto daddy, is what I say. But your question is, when the hell is the traditional stock market going to crash? It's long overdue and appears to be defying all logic right now. Yeah, I mean, it's not in the short term. This thing, the trend is up. The trend is up, and they're benefiting. If anything, the Fed has gotten stronger. They've issued more debt. Their balance sheet has grown. This thing is going up. So of course, it's defying logic, but we're in a clown world. This is not based on logic because Logos is not running the show right now. It's Satan himself. I'm dead serious. So, subversion and inversion is what we're dealing with here. And remember, trade what you have in front of you, not what you think you're going to get. When people get into crypto, the average Joe might still buy Litecoin, mentally feels better to have multiple Litecoin than quadruple O of something BTC. Yeah, I get that logic, but, that being said, that's probably why people got into Bitcoin Cash. You see what I'm saying? And Bitcoin Cash has the Bitcoin name brand. So that could be an explanation as to why Bitcoin Cash is dominating over Litecoin. Crypto Stash says, F them. Yeah, I mean, we could sit and complain, or we can navigate accordingly. And I've said this a bunch of times, like, a good captain of a ship, he doesn't curse the ocean. It's like you don't have to curse the ocean. There's going to be tidal waves. There's going to be whirlpools. There's going to be all kinds of disturbances out there. But a good captain, he sees the storms ahead and he navigates what's in front of him. And he goes around, and if he has to go through the storm, he's got to navigate accordingly. But, is a good captain there, cursing the ocean all the time? No. Even if what's happening in the ocean is, directed by the HAARP or man-made or whatever it may be, you still got to deal with it. And the name of the game here is let's win. We know what we have in front of us. So instead of complaining, let's play it to our advantage. I think Cardano will overtake ETH by the end of 2023. It may. It's I don't know. I think that's there's a long way to go. I would also note to you that Cardano's in the top 10 right now but remember it was at $1.03 at one point and it was in the number 50. So I don't know what that means, but and I also remind you that there is no smart contract capability as of late yet, so you can't really do stuff on it. So let's wait. Hopefully, I'm not saying hopefully you're right because I'm holding ETH, but I'm not against Cardano, and anything's a possibility. If you had an opportunity access to up to 100K through your 401k, would you pull some of it and reinvest in crypto, strongly considering even for the sake of a diversification? I think that's a personal decision, Stash. I mean, I'm already in crypto, so you're asking, I'm biased. I mean, you're talking to someone who was like against 401k and legacy stocks and stuff, just a few years ago. So, I mean, I'm not the best person to ask with that because I'm biased. I'm going to say, basically all crypto. But on the other hand, most recently, I've been dibbling and dabbling and speculating on the stocks because I've realized one thing, that the Bitcoin promise is not what many think it is. The promise of like a whole entire new system and, privacy and a decentralization, that's all cute and stuff, but it's more directly correlated to the legacy markets than once was expected. And furthermore, it is a surveillance coin. Okay. So it's not like, the privacy thing is kind of out the door. But I would say all that. I like them both. Right now, the short term, it looks like the legacy stocks are gaining more weight than the cryptos. And that's on the short term. Now, I would say long-term thinking for me, in my personal opinion, is I'm trying to stack bits. I'm trying to do everything, right? Like, I'm trying to get income streams from all angles, but that does include stacking bits. So I know it's not a clear answer, but ultimately, like you do what you feel and believe, and don't blame anybody else. Yeah, I think he gets that. And, that answer is also contingent upon, your personal situation. How much do you already have saved? How much is already in the 401k? Do you have debt? Do you have children? How old are you? I mean, there's so many things, like what your personal goals are. How much do you even believe in crypto, or do you just think it's just the next boom? I mean, there's so much to unravel there that to give a blanket answer would be ignorant, I feel like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think that the once in a lifetime opportunity already, that boat passed. I mean, that was when crypto was less than 1,000, like when Bitcoin was like, a few $100. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, this thing still got legs to grow to $1 million, like some people say, but I'm not hurrying up and waiting. At this point, it seems like the Bitcoin growth has kind of slowed down around $9,000, $10,000. Every time we hit 10,000, there's a sell-off. Now, that being said, I think eventually we will conquer the 10,000. Now, also about the 401k stuff, I believe that now there are some tax incentives, or not incentives. You could basically not pay tax now if you pull out the 401k on some contingencies because of the pandemic. I don't know the specifics, but you may want to research this. I think that in a normal situation, you get taxed if you pulled out a 401k, but if you have a certain situation because of this pandemic, I think they're allowing some sort of tax. I won't call it a benefit, but or a deduction, but a deference maybe. You may want to look into. I'm not the tax man. I don't know, but I know that there could be less taxes for cashing out now because of the pandemic than before. $5 from Crypto Stash. Thank you so much, Crypto Stash. I really do appreciate you, bro. Thanks for responding. No problem. I respond to just about every single comment, regardless whether it's a super chat or not. I try to keep it real with everybody. And that's how we do it out here. I talk to the people directly. So, And I try to be as raw and honest with you as possible. So I can't give you a straight answer, Stash, but hopefully I gave you stuff so that you can make your own decision. Shout out to Jigger Romes. Kaboom, sir. So things are good, guys. I mean, promise of easy money. What could I say? Like, I think the trend for the short term on these legacy stocks is up, regardless of whether Donnie stays in office or Joey becomes in office. I'm going to be honest with you. I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, oh, Joey, what is he going to do? But, Joey is going to throw out more free money. He's softer, so, Joey, if anything, will probably just give more power to the powers that be. Remember, guys, the right and the left, they're not against the Fed. They're all controlled by the Fed. This is a little charade, whether it's Donnie or Hillary or Barry or even Georgie. They all give power to the Fed. And for those Q-tards out there that they think that, that they're going to dismantle the Fed and we're going to go back to a gold standard, guys, it sounds like a great idea and it's, the hope and everything. But, guys, come on. What do you think? Yeah, that's right, says Crypto Stash. There's a 10% tax. That's it, but you have 3 years to pay it back. Oh, okay, so you got to pay it in 3. Yeah, I mean, you got to do your math there, Stash, and see, what your risk and reward. That's a decision that you got to kind of figure out on your own. Like I said, I just don't know what your individual situation is. But yeah, I'm positive on the bits. But also, on the other hand, I see the legacy markets going up as well. Now, one last thing I would say, and this is one thing we learned in March, that it appears like the correlation between the legacy markets and Bitcoin is stronger than once believed. So, if the legacy markets go down, then, Bitcoin's going down too. We saw that happen in March. So it's not like, you're hedging your 401k by getting into Bitcoin right now. I mean, maybe that could be the case in the future, but I'm saying as is right now, if the markets on your 401k drop, then you best believe that Bitcoin's probably dropping too. This is short term. Rafterman said, to say the least, Champ is one of the good YouTubers. I mean, that sounds great, but you know what the good Lord says, there's no good men on earth. None of us are good. But it sounds good, and I appreciate the positive comment. Joe is sneaky. They all of them are sneaky. I've been saying, guys, Donnie sneaky, Joe, they're all sneaky. Guys, you don't make it to the upper echelons of those offices without being a sneak, guys. Come on. You got to be kind of sneaky in a way. So, two wings of the same bird. Let's be real, says Crypto Stash and KC. Big Truce is in the building. Shout out to Truce. Been a while since I see you, Truce. Crypto comedian, always showing love. Kaboom to you, sir. How's things looking out there? You got any updates for us? Any good coins? How's Steam? How's Hive? Did you get your Hive? Let us know. Big Truce. Guys, follow Truce. I like Truce. Always shows love. I try to make sure I show love to any tuber that steps in this box and shows love to me. And because I know what it is to be a tuber. I know what it is. And shout out to the tubers out there. Let me drop another one. $92.27. Again, yesterday I talked about the Bitcoin options trading that I've been dibbling and dabbling in. And I gave a little more details on my strategies. But I'm selling calls and I'm also selling puts. So I'm covered on both sides, whether it goes up or it goes down. Boom, boom, boom. And I encourage you guys to do the research and learn about it because there's another angle. DeFi's hot. And don't sleep on the DeFi and the staking or whatnot. But we got to get it every which way, guys. I don't want anyone losing out here. Check out our watch list. I've been noticing the cruise lines really booming. And I'm not interested in touching any of that. I'm not interested in airlines, cruises. I'm sure that someone's going to make gains with them, but it ain't me because I'm not dealing with it. Royals up 14% today. Norwegian up 11, and then you got Moderna is up almost 11% there at 10.89. And that's the promise of this vax. And that it seems like this is stock market positive for the entire markets here. Link is up against ETH, against Bitcoin, against the USD. Looking good. So is Tezos. Yelp is up. Canopy Growth has been making moves. This is a cannabis stock. Hell, I mean, even Macy's is up 4% today. So, this promise of the vax, promise of easy money, all the, the rising tide is lifting all these boats. So that's green. Do we have any red here today? Etsy is down. See, that's not a bad play. I like Etsy, and actually I've traded Etsy. What's this? What is this? Netscaler or what? Cloudflare, excuse me. I like this as well. And I like Fastly. Fastly's I've made gains on too. Fastly's made some moves. I think that, it grew so fast that finally there's a sell-off. Fastly's in the same category as like Cloudflare. But yeah, look at this gains on Fastly. Look at this. This is the 6 month on Fastly. Look at this post-Rona boom. And we identified it, and I shared it with you guys. Okay? I like this one. It's finally, after a rise, it's selling off, but Fastly did okay. Another one that I'm looking at too, and I don't know what the technicals are, but Carvana. I like their business model. This is, being able to buy cars online, and you just go pick it up. Don't deal with, any salesperson or anything like that. I mean, I'm not sure how many of you have actually gone through the process of buying a vehicle, but it's a nightmare. It takes forever, and it's like so long and everything and back and forth. And let me talk to the manager about this price and that. They need to streamline this thing. And I think that something like Carvana may be able to do that. So let's keep an eye on it. I don't know what the technicals are reading, though. What are the techs reading? Technicals are buy on the 1 day, on the 1 week. Buy, strong buy on 1 month. Strong buy. Yeah. I'm going to keep this one strong on my watch list. If Latinos and blacks united, oh boy, mainly Mexicans and El Salvador, because most other Latin countries are used to being with blacks. Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in uniting based on skin color. Okay, I'm interested in uniting based on the merit of someone's work and on their intelligence. I don't care about identity politics. I don't want to make friends or support someone based on their skin color. Okay, and neither should you guys. Okay, if how about this? If smart people united and didn't worry about how people looked, then the world would be a better place. We need to stop with the identity politics, guys. It's part of the trick. Like, I don't want to be judging anybody based on their skin color. Are you intelligent? Are you making moves? Do you have experience? Can you put in work? Are you a man of honor? Are you a man of respect? And none of this stuff is exclusive to skin color. So, I'm pushing that, guys. I don't support people based on whether they're black or white. That's racist. And don't give me the opposite of that either. Start with uniting your family, then your local community, and maybe it's about finding the other. That's right. That's what I'm saying. The boomers out here, we've seen boomers of every color or creed. I'm not interested in a person's skin color or anything. I'm not at all. Rafterman says, real talk, may not agree, but Champ keeps it 100. Yeah, I got to keep it 100 because it sounds good. You're like, oh, let's all unite the blacks and the Latinos. It's like, yeah, that sounds good. But like, listen to what you're saying. You're only trying to unite based on a color or a race. That's a prejudice, guys. And if I'm going to be prejudiced, I'll be prejudiced based on merit. But we all have prejudice. Let's keep honest. I got my people in my own family that I wouldn't trust holding my wallet, and it's not based on their DNA. It's because they're proven not to worth my trust. Exactly. That's right. You got people in your own tribe, your own blood that you may not be able to trust. You know what I mean? There's people in your own tribe that you may not be able to trust because they don't keep their word. So you gotta judge people based on the way they behave, guys. Not what if they're wearing this shirt or that shirt or a color or come on, guys. And I don't mean to be combative on the comment because I know the comment comes from a good place from Southside. I know that he's a good dude, but I'm trying to build here and show the bigger picture. lead by example, be a leader type stuff. Shout out to Chris Dozilla. And shout out to Southside Player as well. Let me drop a bomb for him. Shout out to all my boomers worldwide. So yeah, Carvana is one that I'm looking at, and that one is taking a dip today. So that's a possible entry point. And then another one I like here is Spotify. I'm using Spotify, and I think this one's gonna grow. This one's kind of like the Netflix for audio. Let me see how their technicals are doing today. Buy, strong buy. Buy, strong buy. Oscillators are reading sell though. So yeah, check that out. The powers that shouldn't be hate us all no matter what we look like. We can fight back by uniting. Yeah, I think we got to unite with merit, with respect, with honor. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of people that we got to unite with. You cannot unite anyone until the actual colonial system is broken. So saying Latinos and blacks is the common denominator, then you bring in the good Gentiles. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm talking about building with those based on merit. And I mean, if the old colonial system's broken, then why are you living in this country? That's another one too. I mean, I think that there's flaws in this system. I get it. But there's more people trying to move to the U.S. than move out. You name it. Show me a better system. That's another one. Show me the better system. A lot of people, I hate the U.S., this and that. They want to tear down everything. But where's the alternative? Where you want to go? What's better? You want to go to Mexico? You want to go to Central America, South America? They're all trying to come over here because it's messed up over there as well. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like the hating on ourselves, the hating on the country, on the hating, always trying to point fingers is like, a lot of that may be true, but when are we going to be like, yo, you know what? We got to just start uniting based on merit. It's our own recognition of the system that gives it this power. Everyone just turned their back. Yeah. And I get it too. I know where Southside's coming from. I mean, there's the system has stacked the odds against people as well. But let me be clear to you guys. I mean, it's worse in so many other places. Okay? And to think that we're just going to have a utopia where it's all kumbaya, I don't think so. You know what I mean? And all this stuff with the colonial system and whatever, I just saw that they just executed a white supremacist yesterday. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it's not all clear, cut and dry. What I'm pushing here is just let what we got to do is not based on identity. We got to base it on merit and start dealing with people based on the way they act, they behave, what they got to offer. Okay, because there's people within the colonial system that you say I'm not going to accept. I mean, it used to be a colonial system. I don't know if it is or isn't. The system is broken. I would agree that. But there's people within the system that are good too. You just can't make your decisions based on identity or based on groups. I think it's better to judge man by man, judge on the individual. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's easier to say, oh, the whole fucking system sucks. And that's kind of true. But you're trying to tell me there's not a good guy within the system? Let's deal with the individuals. And it is a good convo. And I'm glad you brought it up because you've been here in the box too. And I'm going to keep it real. And I'm just going to say what's on my mind because that's the whole point of this. So many people, they're scared to say what's on their mind. Like, just let's say it. So, I'm out here. I'm not very appreciative, or I'm not hype about just saying, oh, the system's bad, so let's just unite Latinos and blacks. I mean, it sounds good, but under Marxist ideology, you say capitalism's bad, so let's instill communism. And while it sounds good, like, yeah, capitalism may be bad or, people are getting oppressed, but just because you identify something as bad doesn't mean that the alternative you're offering is better. I understand where you're coming from and I agree, but the system is still in power. So you're playing chess games until you can reach utopia. And that is the flaw with everybody believing they could reach utopia, believing that man could create a system that brings utopia. Okay? That's the flaw. There is no man that could create utopia. There will always be haves and haves not. Equality is not real. It's a scam. There's not even equality in heaven. And that was the biggest jewel that was dropped on me. I used to be one of these equality maniacs. Like, oh, I don't even want to listen to religion or anything, because if it's not about equality, if everybody can't be kumbaya, then I don't want to deal with it. But the fact of the matter is that even within heaven itself, there's ranking between the angels. So instead of complaining, we need to learn how to be obedient. Okay, obedient to the laws of the man above. It's not about trying to debate them. It's the way it is. There is no equality, guys, and there never will be. So anybody promising you that is only trying to control the system. Okay, you can't implement communism without having some sort of a dictatorship to regulate against everything and ensure that there is so-called equality. Not all Gentiles are bad, meaning not all white people are bad. Not all white people are Gentiles, okay? And this white thing is bullshit too. Like, let me explain. Just saying all people are white, like, what's the difference? I mean, you're talking about whites from Greenland, or you're talking about whites from Eastern Europe? Like, you know, you can't just put them all in the same category. That would be as ignorant as saying that all black people are the same. Okay, there's a lot of people that think that they're African American here in the United States when they're really Native American, and they're Indians, because Indians are black too, but they've been clumped up in the same situation. So just to say whites or blacks, there's no whites in the Bible, okay? There's no blacks in the Bible. You got tribes and there's different colors and stuff like that, but to just come up with the white meme, like the white meme is a meme, guys. Okay, because whites been fighting each other too. It's like it's based on nation and on culture. There's a difference between Germany and England, and they were killing each other. So to lump them all in the same category is ignorant, and that's the thing that's going on with some of this revolutionary talk out there. The colonial system's bad. The white man's bad. He's grafted, and I know all about that. It's bullshit. You need to focus on individual merit. And to say this about the Gentiles and the Jews or whatnot, Christ came for the Jew and the Gentile. He doesn't care about any skin color. He's here to save everybody. Read the Acts. The separation between Jew and Gentile, that's already passed. He already gave his life for everybody. So to separate the Jew and the Gentile, that's Old Testament. He already fulfilled the promise for everybody. Obedience is the most high. Yeah, let me drop another a gem. And this is actually, I was watching Trading Fraternity yesterday, and he's got a good stream. Trading Fraternity got a good stream. And he said one thing yesterday, I'll tell you, it resonated with the champ. Okay? It really, really, really resonated with the champ. And this is what he said. That obedience is more important than sacrifice. Obedience is more important than sacrifice. Repeat that. Obedience is more important than sacrifice. Now ask yourself, is that true? That's one of the deepest things I've heard all day or all week. The idea of equality is going to lead a lot to disappointment. Sorry, it's facts. Exactly. I used to be one of these equality guys. Believe me, guys, I was sipping the potion. I know about the nation that is. Listen, guys, I've done a lot of research. Okay, you think I'm out here speaking every single day about the culture wars because I just learned about this the other day? I mean, I've been doing the research since minimally the 90s. So, I mean, I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I'll tell you this, I've researched a lot of shit. And I'll tell you, I used to sip on the equality potion, and Marxism itself sounds good. Okay, because you see the world for what it is, and you see like there's unjust things going on in the world. Okay, there's people taking advantage of other people. It's a messed up world. But to think that man could come in here and just make it a utopia, it's basically the promise that the serpent gave to Adam in the garden. Like, no, take from the tree of knowledge and I'll show you how to do things on your own. I think you're missing my point. Salvation is for everyone. Absolutely. But the nations will be dealt with in the end times, and who controls the world? The Gentiles. Do you think so? To me, it looks like the synagogue of Satan is controlling the world. Okay, those that claim to be Jews that are not truly Jews. But again, it's whether they're Jew or Gentiles, it doesn't matter anymore. I don't think the Lord looks at whether you're Jew or Gentile. We're all God's children. He came here for the Jew and for the Gentile. So to be separating them and saying, oh, it's because of this, what we're dealing with here, Southside, in my opinion, is not Jew or Gentile. It's evil and good. Okay, you got Jews and Gentiles alike that both could be evil and good. It's not about the tribe. Stop with the identity politics. That's the point I'm trying to make. Even the good Lord reconciled that. It's in Acts. I should pull it up. It is the same system the devil proposes, the Mark system. Exactly. Luke 20:24, they will fall by the sword and will be taken as prisoners to all the nations. Jerusalem will be trampled on the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Listen, I get it. I understand. And those that are rebelling against order. Yeah, the Marx system. Yeah, the Marxist system. Point being is that, this is a good, it's not even an argument. It's a talk. It's a talk. And sometimes I sound like I'm arguing because I yell. I get excited. But I look at it. I look at it like this. Okay? I'm not, it's not identity politics for me. I'm not, we went from black to Latinos to Jews and Gentiles. So I still don't get how the white man is the Gentile. See, that to me, it's like, I get it. I understand how can I put this? Guys, we're in the mess because Israel asked for a human king like the other pagan nations. If you choose Yeshua and to obey Yah, you're now in his family, a royal family. That's what I'm trying to say. My faith is in the only one God, and Jew or Gentile, whatever. I mean, my faith is in God. I love it when Champ gets hyped. Yeah, no, I get hyped. Yeah, we can move on. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm glad that you chimed in. I respect Southside. He's here often, but the only point I'm trying to make, I'm not even trying to go to the Bible. Let's say this. The Bible doesn't talk about blacks and Latinos. I'm just saying I'm not just siding with blacks or Latinos or Jews or Gentiles just based on the tribe. I'm basing my decision based on the fruits of one's labor. You know what I mean? The fruits. Are you bearing good fruits? That's all I'm looking at. Oh, but then the judgment's coming soon. That's obvious. The nations will be judged, and I think we are going to agree with that. I mean, like, things are so far off. They're not following the order. And I agree with KC. Yeah, we're in this mess because, we're following false gods, guys. That's what it is. I'm not saying us, but the nations. Until we bring spirituality back and we have a focus on the Most High, forget about it. I mean, it's not going to be good. It says it. Let me bring out the Bitcoin charts, guys. I'll take a few more comments and questions. Always get turned up. I like this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen right now? I thought I was sharing my screen. Hold up. I'm basing my decision on the fruits, guys, not on what tribe you're coming from. What are your fruits? I don't care about your skin color. What are your fruits? Do you hold your word? Do you believe in the Lord? Uh, this is not arguing. This is the truth most important right now. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for letting us have this convo. Let us all obey Yah, unite in Yeshua, and plunder Egypt, Babylon together. I agree. And you're right. It's not arguing. We get a little passionate, and we understand that passion. It's not necessarily a thing we need to lead with, but it exists. Champ picked a winner in Link, says Nano. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. And I'm not even in Link anymore. You know that I jumped on the train at 30 cents, but I'm off. I'm off the train. You know, I said that. Let's look at our altcoin portfolio real quick. Shout out to KC. Shout out to Southside Player. Shout out to Christozilla. Christozilla out here changing his name. I like, I like how that we've been able to talk about the things like this. I think this is important. So many people, I'll tell you, even at the beginning of this channel, we wouldn't really get into this, but little by little, I started getting touched more and more. And I'm like, I got to speak what's the truth, what I feel inside, and at first it's, you kind of tread lightly saying these types of things. Cause you've always been taught, right, that, you don't really talk about religion or politics, but sometimes you got to say what you got to say. And people are scared even to say Jesus when they're talking now. It's just like, they're scared. And I'll admit I was as well, but you got to stick your neck out there. Southside Player said agreed. Yeah, I think we could agree that, there's only one true God, and that we got to stay faithful to him, and not follow these false things, not follow, a little bull with a rotating Bitcoin on it. That's a false idol. I realize that too. It takes cojones to share your beliefs, respect. Yeah, it does. And, I'll admit that it's a little easier when things are anonymous. I'll be honest with you. But, that's always been the angle of the channel because this is crypto. Shout out to Marlon. I see you out there. We're wrapping up. We've been on for about an hour. But more promise of funny bunny money, and it looks like the trend is up. What could we say? And here's our portfolio with the altcoins, if you guys are interested. And I've been saying this. I want to get some Synthex and AAVE. I think it's Aave or whatever. We got Kyber, we got Crypto.com, we got Tezos, we got FTX, we got Binance, and we got Monero. I don't know if I want to hold Monero in this portfolio. I think Monero is basically the truest crypto in the top 20, but strictly on gains right now, it's going to stick around, but I feel like there's other tokens that make more gains. Could make more gains. So that's what it is. Right now we're at 15,380. Lady Plant says, I found you a long time ago and you were on a servication rant. I subbed that day. Don't change. No soy boy zone. What was I on? A serversation? Could you repeat that? What was I doing? Thank you, Champ, for not denying him. We do not want to deny him, so he does not deny us in front of the Father. Yah bless you. It's brave nowadays. Bless you as well, Casey. I appreciate that. Champ, don't forget Synthetic, get DMG and Kava. These will explode when crypto finds out about them. You talking about Synthex? Synthetic? Synthex I've been looking at. Greenhouse says, nice portfolio. Yeah, I mean, it's a good one. I mean, this is the altcoin portfolio that we've been doing since January. But I think that with that portfolio, we're probably going to switch from some FTX and from Monero into some maybe AAVE, some Synthex. And I share DeFi Pulse with you guys. I'm looking at these tokens and maybe I'll do this. Maybe I can close that portfolio out and start a whole new one. with $5,000 or $10,000 and just do it all DeFi. That's also something that I've been thinking about. Maybe just going straight into the top 5 DeFis and just speculating on those. So, the top 5 DeFis right now are Compound, Maker, Synthex, AAVE, and Balancer. But you got other ones, you got your InstaDApp, your WBTC, your Curve, which is, I've been hearing good things about. Flexicoin, Bancor is one that we've been talking about. Uniswap has a lot of stuff going on. You're looking at, there's like over 30 things to look at here. So I was thinking of maybe starting a portfolio that's just top 5. Is Kava on this one? Is it being tracked? Because I've heard of that one. Kava like Maker, but it will be, it can use in all blockchains. Nice. Yeah, I've heard about Kava, but I don't see it here. See where Kava is over there on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, I've been seeing Kava a lot too. Nano bought AAVE in 2018 and he thought it was dead. Wow, you've been holding it that whole time? This is why I watch. I like your style, man. Thank you for educating, entertaining, and enriching us. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I mean, I get entertained, educated, and enriched myself. I say this all the time. Each one teach one in the box, guys. It's like, like Marlon's putting me up on some coins as well. I put him up on some game yesterday. And that's what we do here. Nano, so you've been holding since 2018? Southside is asking if ONT is pumping. I'm not sure. I'll check that one next. Let me check out Kava and see what they're saying here with Kava. I'm clicking on Kava, but it isn't really. There it goes. Kava is ranked number 95. It's up 10%. Everything's booming today. Decentralized financial services platform, a DeFi lending platform, DeFi. What's interesting is that they're not on DeFi polls. Bought at 26 cents back then, sold recently. Awesome. Earn high yield on your crypto. Okay. I'm going to keep this one. I like this one. Where is it? Is it on Binance? Let's look where it's traded at. Okay. Binance, Bilaxy, Coin One. Most of the action's on Binance. And then let's check out ONT, Ontology. We had Ontology for a moment there, I think. Right? I think we did. Ontology's down today. 0.74. Charts are looking pretty grim. Yeah, it's not moving today. It's overall it's down. I wish Kava was on Femix Exchange. I don't even know what that one is. This is awesome. Glad I stopped in, booming with truth and investment advice. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. Yeah, Kava. I've heard about this one. I don't know much about it, but it's ranked number 95. It's a DeFi platform. It looks like it's up and coming. So let's keep that one on our watch list. I like that. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm strongly considering just closing the altcoin portfolio and starting a DeFi portfolio from scratch. Just this is my DeFi portfolio, And then Cosmos. If ETH slips up, 2.0 Cosmos will be on the blockchain. Yeah, I've seen Cosmos. I've heard a lot about it from you and a couple other people. But can you ignore Cardano at a top 6 right now? I know it's not. You can't use it yet, but I don't think it's going away either. With Kava, only BTC USD trade option in Binance BNB as well. Yeah, you could buy it with Bitcoin or USDT, right? Like most coins. I've been hearing about the Ocean Protocol from a good friend who understands tech a lot, more than I do, so I'm going to look into that one. I haven't heard of that one. Come over here, son. You want to press the bunny? Come over here. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. The little champ wants to press the bunny. It's one of his faves. So let's let him press the bunny before we take maybe another comment and we sign off. So let me drop the bomb. Sam, press this button right here. This one. The bunny. There you go. The fire and the smoke. Boom! Can you say kaboom?
Kaboom.
All right, guys. Stay strong out there. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest champagne. Thank you for tuning in.